decorated rattlers of all time. Let's get her on right now. By the way, guys, I'm sorry it's so noisy here. This is Kaity Letwiniuk. Kaity, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. So excited to talk to you. I assume you're back in Saskatchewan right now. Is that where you're at?
Yes, I am. I'm in Shaunavon, Saskatchewan right now.
Shaunavon.
Yes.
Wow, it's been a while since I've been there because, if I'm not mistaken, you actually work fairly close to Shaunavon in a thriving metropolis called Frontier.
Yes, you're right about that. It's about a 40-minute drive every day, so it's not too bad.
That's not bad, although I wouldn't want to go much longer. Like, what's that like in the
No.
wintertime, making that drive every day?
It's not the greatest because right near about like 20 minutes into the drive, there's something called the Frenchman Valley, and it's like just terrible in the winters. But I mean, made through the first one, not too bad. I drive with another friend who also teaches out in Frontier and comes with me from Shaunavon every day, so it's not too bad actually.
Good for you. Now, how many years now have you been teaching there?
This is my first year.
Wow, what a year to start, hey?
It was crazy, not going to lie, but I mean, I'm kind of glad. I hope this is like my crazy year and I got it out of the way now, but
Is that what they tell you as an educator? Is that every now and then you're just going to have a completely challenging year? It's just going to be unlike any other. I would imagine that you've heard that a few times now.
yep, they usually say like about the first five are like pretty crazy and then it kind of starts to slow down from there. But I think this year was obviously unlike any other. But for a first year, it was pretty crazy, but I got through it just about. We have 4 days left here.
Really? Okay. So now you're a city kid. You're from, well, you and I are from the same hometown actually.
Oh,
Uh
really?
what is it like at a small town school where it's almost all farm kids, I would imagine, very agriculture based? How is it different from your elementary school days?
Well, I actually only went to the comp in Swift Current. I actually grew up in Sturt Valley, which is about
Ah,
half an hour north, and I my school K-8 was only 50 kids. So
okay.
I'm like used to it actually, and I kind of was kind of my dream to teach at a small school just because that's what I had growing up. But I grew up in an acreage, not a farm, but these kids are straight up farm kids. Like we're really down south here, and that's what they live for it. So it's pretty cool though. I learn a lot from them.
Well, and it's a really wholesome environment as well. I'm sure you've got relationships with a lot of the parents, and it's just kind of that agriculture based community that it's not like anything else, right? Well, for you it'd be just like home.
Yeah, for sure. And the kids are just they're so dedicated to their farm work and then it shows in the school too. Like they pull off what they learn growing up on the farm and how much hard work they have to put in every day and they take that into the classroom, which is pretty cool. And you don't not say anything about city kids, but like it's just different as growing up on the farm for these kids.
Have you got any year end gifts? Any thank you, Miss Letwina gifts at the end of the
Yeah,
year?
I've gotten a couple of just because like how we are set up right now with COVID and everything, we actually aren't allowed to take anything in. But I've gotten a couple emails and a couple messages, and it's just been makes me like really tear up most of the time because I haven't seen these kids in 3 months, and
Hmm.
well, yeah, and like we still are unsure of the plan in September, what's gonna happen. So it definitely made my pulled on my heartstrings a little bit.
What do you want to see in September? I mean, I talk to a lot of students and parents and whatnot, and the thing that I hear over and over again is we want it to be as close to normal as it could possibly be. Is that
Yeah.
kind of what you're hearing as well?
Yes, I do want it to be close to normal, but it's just there's just so many things you got to think of, and I do want to come back though in some regard, and it would be nice to be face to face with the students. Um, but there's so many things to look to think about before really getting into it. But I think everyone really needs schools to be back open again, and hopefully we can get there by September. Would be good.
Exactly. What is the are you at or near capacity at your school, or will the distancing actually not be that difficult if that's what they need you to do?
Um, it's like our classes have actually are pretty big. So we're a K to 12 school, and our classrooms are really small. But our classes we have about we do double grades, and there's usually about like 20, 25 kids in each grade. So I don't know if we'll really be able to like do the social distancing thing. And we have about 138 kids that are, I think, around there. So
Yeah.
it'll
Wow.
be, yeah, we'll see. Have to see it when September comes.
So what was your job search like? You know, when you finished college and you didn't really know where you were going to go or what you were going to do. How long did it take you to line up that first job?
I think I had sent in my resumes to about 5 different schools before I got a call back. It was actually funny. I was working when I used to work at the fitness center at the college. That's when I got my call for my interview. So I was talking to Christina. She was working that night, and Patrick was there. So it was kind of cool to like tell them all about it. And then I actually had gotten the call on the Wednesday, drove down to Frontier on the Friday, and they called me that night with a job. So it
Wow.
didn't take me that long, but it's different for small town Sask because not many people want to move out to somewhere like where I'm working. So it was definitely lucky, and I'm very thankful to have this position. It's awesome.
We had Kennedy Weary on the show last week,
Yes.
and this was her first year teaching as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things that she said is she had no idea what kind of bond that she would develop with these little ones, like right off the bat. Like it is a deep love. Like
Oh,
that's
for
the best
sure.
way to describe it.
Yeah, definitely. It was like unlike I've ever had because before in my all my internships in Medicine Hat, I'd only done K to 6, but in this school I was teaching K to 12, and I didn't think I could connect with older kids as much as I did with the younger ones, and it just clicked instantly. And in my school, especially that I we have I'm like one of the younger teachers too in the high school
Hmm.
one, which was nice. And it was just like nice to be able to hang out with all the kids and really make those connections right off the bat. And especially coming in as an athlete, lots of them are small towns. That's what they run for is the sports and stuff like that. So that was an easy way to
Exactly.
connection too.
So what is the athletic program like at the Frontier School? Then what all do they have?
We have cross country, volleyball, basketball, track and field, which we didn't get to do this year, badminton, which we got like a week into the season and then I got cut. Um, just like your main sports, we don't have they're not very big either, and we kind of
Hmm.
just like stay around here. But yeah, I helped coach junior boys volleyball, which I don't play a lot of volleyball. I played in the
No,
rec league at the college a little bit, but that was
but
there's no
but uh,
soccer teams unfortunately.
But I mean, hey, a lot of it is just motivation, right? A lot of these things can translate to no matter what it is, And I'm sure you learned all the motivational tricks and tactics from Jim Laughlin, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly. So I learned a lot from him and just being able to being a coach and it was junior too. So you're just kind of focusing on the skill and like I know how to serve a ball and
Yep.
I might not know how to I don't know. I can barely even jump up without coming down and like I can't imagine playing volleyball because every time I went up for a block, I was like, "Oh, my ankles, they're going to give out or someone's going to step on my ankles." So, hats off to volleyball players cuz I don't know if I could do that.
What is what is the name of the teams there at
um
Frontier?
Frontier Raiders.
The Raiders. Okay, I was going to say Flyers, but that's hockey, right?
Yes, that's hockey. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. We've got Kaity Letwiniuk joining us right now. She is a women's soccer alumni, and she accomplished so much with the Rattlers. We'll get into that here in just a sec. But we have a little bit of this and that. We're going to play a this and that game right now. So you have to pick one or the other, and then just a couple of quick words. Why?
Okay.
Cookies or cake?
Cookies because I can make them all the time.
Cats or dogs?
Oh gosh. Dogs, I guess, because they're you can keep. I don't know. I'm always like I'm on the fence with cats and dogs. I like both of them.
You have both, or you don't have any
I
right now.
I don't have any right now, but I grew up on a farm, so we had lots of cats, lots of dogs. I'm not really this or I. That one's a tough one for me.
Okay. All right. Top 40 or country?
Country,
Yep. There you go. Steak or chicken?
chicken.
Instagram or TikTok?
Oh, Instagram. I don't even have TikTok. I won't ever no matter, there's been so many times my high school students have asked me to make a TikTok with them, and I will not do it.
I don't even know how it works. So there you go. Okay. I see we're breaking up a little bit there. I think we're good now. Beach or mountains?
Beach. Just
Interesting.
because
Okay.
I just like the hot weather. I'm a hot weather person. I love hiking, but I will lay on a beach over hiking.
Good for you. Piercings or tattoos?
I think tattoos. I used to be into piercings, and now I've gotten a couple tattoos, and I'm a little bit hooked. They're expensive, but I'm hooked.
Good for. Why? What was the last one you had?
I actually got this one on my arm here. It's um
That's
Roman
either nine.
numerals.
That's. I was going to say that's either 9 or 11.
It's 9.
Okay.
So lots of the fifth years soccer girls went to Kimberly to play soccer last year, and we all got them when we were in the mountains. So
Wow.
yeah, just of all of our Rattler numbers, Christy Siegel and Cassandra Westerman and all of them started it one year, and we kind of just continued it on when we became fifth years.
Awesome. Good for you guys. You guys had a tight team though, didn't you? Like there's
Oh,
a lot of the
big
girls
time.
you probably still talk to almost all the time now, right?
Yeah, pretty much every day. There's like lots of my best friends are from the Hat, and I can go up there anytime. And I think I have, honestly, like, I'm not trying to say anything bad, but I think I have like a lot more friends in Medicine Hat than I do in Swift Current now.
Wow, good for you. Okay, we got a couple more here. Shopping mall or Amazon?
Shopping mall. I don't trust Amazon. I just don't. I've gotten ripped off a couple times.
There's just something about being able to feel it and look at it and just kind of admire it in your hands, right?
Yep, and try it on. Like if
Ex-
it's usually clothes that I'm buying, and I always want to try it on.
exactly. Okay, final one here. Final one, and I think I know the answer. Uh, Scoring a goal or making an incredible defensive play?
Scoring a goal. For sure, scoring a goal, always.
What was your okay? So you had a few games where I think you had a 5 goal game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You might have even had more than that.
No, five was my most in one game.
Okay. And how many times did you do that?
Just once.
That's
Just
it.
once.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So multiple ACAC award winner, CCAA All Canadian, 3-time Rattler Female Athlete of the Year. I don't think anyone's won it 3 times. So now, when you're coaching those kids back at Frontier and you're trying to inspire them to reach that next level, do you ever pull out any of these stats and say, look, CCAA All Canadian, I know what I'm talking about? Or do you try to avoid that for fear of sounding a little too braggy?
Well, I think I told them like when I did like the about me on the first day, and like they kind of, the ones that knew what it was remembered it, I guess, but lots of them don't really know what that even means, I guess. But yeah, sometimes I would really just be like, I would brag a little bit about it, but
You
wouldn't
know,
try too much though.
it would probably be more impressive for a lot of those kids if you could say, "Yeah, I know how to drive a John Deere 5850 or something like that," right? Like
Oh, exactly.
now that would be impressive to them.
Yeah, or if I could like just talk about all the different types of like how all about harvesting and all that stuff, but it's not really my thing.
Exactly. So, what are some of your fondest memories of playing soccer here at the college? Because I mean, during your time, you had some incredible teams and some amazing student athletes. Looking back now, you're a few years kind of outside of that phase of your life now.
Yeah,
What are you looking back and just kind of with the most fondness?
I think the one things that I always loved was futsal was where we kind of as a team we really, that was kind of like our thing, and winning all of those championships with the team was one of the biggest moments, and then when being able to win it at home the one year, and I think even just how it started all off, like I was in my first year, we lost to Lakeland, we got silver, and then come back second year and we banded together and beat them, and it was just like from then on that's where we went on our kind of our winning streak with the banner, and I think that was definitely one of my most fondest memories is futsal, and because you work so hard, you wake up at 6 a.m. and like it's not, you don't want to be there that early, and then when we're able to come through with the gold, and really that was just kind of, yeah, I think futsal and going to um, hosting nationals too when
Hmm.
um, Medicine Hat. That was cool, and like the fact that we always said it though. It's like the one year we make it to nationals, and then we host it because that was the year we got silver, and we could have
Yeah.
gone anywhere, and then we host it, which was amazing. It was awesome to host it too and have all the teams come down, but I think we really wanted as a team to travel somewhere too.
And that was the Nationals. That was at the Leisure Center, right? At the
Yes.
Methanex Bowl.
Yeah.
That was that was kind of a cold weekend too, wasn't it? Like that
Yes.
was really uncomfortable. And I mean,
Yeah.
whenever you talk about late season soccer in Medicine Hat, I mean, there is no way to predict. It could be sunny and 25. It could be minus 15 and like that much snow, right? There's no way to tell.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was, and they definitely, it snowed. Like, remember the first game, it snowed, and then it was raining, and it was just like so gross out. And
Yeah.
classic Medicine Hat, though.
Exactly, exactly. So, is it safe to say that when it comes to, whether it's the soccer and futsal season, it seems to me that the soccer season, it's a lot more serious. It's more blood, sweat, and tears. But futsal, that's where the real fun of the game comes out, right? Is that kind of what
For
I'm picking up from you?
Yeah, totally. Outdoor is just they're just two completely different sports because outdoor it's you have 11 women on the field and it's just there's so like the field's huge and there's so and it's 90 minutes and you're just going so you really have to like know what's happening out there. But futsal, it's like it's such a skill game and a mind game, and like you just have to be connected to your line mates, and when you are, it is absolute magic, and it's so much fun to watch replays of it and just watching other teams too who are really good. Like whenever the Brazilians would play with the men's team, you could just sit there and watch them and just be mesmerized. And it was, yeah, it is a lot of fun for futsal, but outdoors where all of like the hard work is, and then like you said, futsal's fun.
Yeah. So where did you develop the passion for soccer? Was it back in Swift at the comp playing for the Ardens, or
It was actually
how did it
before
all
that.
start?
I grew up playing soccer. It probably started around like 4, just when it was like Timbit soccer. And then when I was 9, I started playing provincial soccer. And there was a group of girls in Swift that I grew up with. We played from when we were 9 until when we couldn't play provincial anymore. So U18, so right before we went off to college. And we stuck together. We played together every year. My friend's dad was the coach, and that was like where that was working after school, and we'd go to tournaments all the time. We went to Billings, Montana. We went to the States a bunch for games. We won a bunch of provincial championships in Saskatchewan. We play indoor, outdoor. We had to play with boys some years because we didn't have enough
Wow.
girls. So that was really where just having that same group of girls all the time really helped me love soccer the way I do.
And that Arden's high school soccer
Yeah.
program astonishingly successful. I think like I haven't checked in a while, but I think the last time I checked, they had won something crazy like 35 or 40 games in a row,
Yeah.
something like that. They might
Yeah.
not have lost since like before you were there.
It was definitely they're definitely a team to be yeah, they're definitely like a good really good team, and we have to actually travel to Moose Jaw for all of our games because there's no league in Swift, so we travel like 45 minutes to an hour every twice a week for league games and then play against all the Moose Jaw high school teams. But yeah, it was we won a lot of championships with that team too and a lot of titles, and that was fun. But they're really I dare say it, but I think they're even a little bit better than we were when I played too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something right there. All right, Katie. By the way, Kaity Letwiniuk joining us. You played 5 years, right? 5 years with
Yeah.
the Rattlers. Okay,
Yeah.
5 years with the Rattlers. Won a ton of awards, a lot of accolades. I don't know if you got the message that I sent you before the broadcast, but I said
Yeah.
we always do a show and tell item. So I want you to find something in your environment there, something that just has a deep personal meaning or a really cool story attached to it.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to flip the camera around, which I think I can do. Okay. So this is a painting. I'm not sure if some people have seen this show before. The show is called Rick and Morty. Wait, I'm gonna try and turn it light on. I'm moving right now, so I have nothing in my house.
Yeah,
Kind
it's
of
looking a little
empty.
bare there, isn't it?
um, it's a show called Rick and Morty, and my friend painted this, and I gave her just the idea of the show, which is these two characters, and she just did this all from whatever, like she just chose everything on it. And it's probably one of the coolest paintings. She put coffee beans in the background because I'm addicted to coffee. I'm kind of a coffee snob, and she put so
Okay,
much
I'm just
detail.
looking. Yeah, I'm looking at all the things there, and I see like a string of DNA up top there.
Yep.
Just all kinds of weird things.
She just put so many weird things in it, and it just like represents the show and me so well. And then she made this backboard that it's on, and it's just like a bunch of wood that she painted together. But it's incredible, and it's every time people come over, they're always blown away by it because it doesn't look like it's painted, like hand painted. She said she spent probably like 40-50 hours on it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now that is a good friend to put that much time into a gift.
Yes. Well, I actually bought it from her. She's like she's one of my friends that painted it for her. It's kind of her job, her side biz. So I was just
Wow.
helping her out.
So what is the meaning to you when you look at that? You have a long day at school, and the kids were the kids were bad that day, right? Drive you crazy. When you
Yeah.
look at that, where does that take you?
It honestly just makes me laugh because the show itself it's so outrageous. You have to have such an open mind to watch it, but you just laugh. I haven't laughed that hard at a show since like SpongeBob, and I still love SpongeBob. But it just makes me happy because she made it specifically for me, and I've known her for a really long time, and I didn't expect it to even look like that at all. And then when she gave it to me, I just like burst into tears because it was just so perfect, and it just
Wow.
like represents me, and the show is just also hilarious and the same.
Okay, so wait a minute. When you say that picture is so much like you, you don't. I mean, you don't strike me as a complete weirdo. Like what?
Oh, if you ask Mariah Leigh or Megan Clark,
Okay.
they they will tell you I'm a straight up weirdo.
Oh,
Which
really? Okay.
yeah, it's
All
only
right.
I just yeah, and like all my teammates too. Like, but those two specifically, they just bring it out in me. I don't know what it is.
Okay. So among those teams you had towards the end of your run there, what were some of the characters on that team, and what did they provide the overall team dynamic then? I mean, you apparently were the one that kind of provided a little bit of levity and a little bit of humor to the dressing room or to the bench and so on. What did some of the other key players add to the dynamic?
Well, Megan and Mariah, they were like inseparable, but for a reason because they could sit there and they're the wittiest people that I know. Like they could just make the entire team laugh constantly, but you would try to like um come back at them with something, and they would just come right back like this and this and this, and then I would just sit there just like kind of like, okay, I don't know what to say anymore. So like they also provided the humor, and it was mostly on my end. They kind of just made fun of me a lot, but I it was always like good humor. Linnea Hanky was kind of the one that was like sitting there and kind of like watching, and just like you could all she could but when she made a comment, you like had to listen. You
Oh
just
yeah.
needed, because it was always something funny too. Um, Jordan Faust and Emily Weimer, they were kind of like, and Mackenzie Salmon, they were first years for me, and they were kind of like the sweethearts. Like they were just really kind people who just really wanted everyone to be happy on the team. And now like Mackenzie's like the super adventurous, awesome person, and um, Emily and Jordan are teachers, which it all kind of all makes sense now. Um, Cassidy Larishell, she was kind of like my sidekick too. Like we'd be the ones like getting into trouble sometimes, and like you knew her on the field. Like her nickname was Bruiser, so there's that.
I see Cassidy watching right now, so she's
Yeah,
uh she's hearing all this, so that is great. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, Coach Jim is like, girls, we're playing the City Trojans. Let's get in the game. Take this
yeah.
seriously, right?
He tried to control us, but like sometimes he just couldn't. And like I think that's what made us so good, is because like we were such a close knit team, and we still are. Like we still go to tournaments together, and we still get to get together and play. And I think that is like why we were such a successful team, is because we were friends off the field too, which was
So
awesome.
awesome. So awesome. Such an exciting era for women's soccer. It was great. So now you're in Shaunavon right now. What is it like just kind of walking down the street in Shaunavon? Maybe you want to stick your head in a coffee shop or go for a bite to eat, and then all of a sudden coming the opposite way is one of the Hunter brothers. Like, what is that like being so close to them? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a big Hunter brothers fan,
yeah,
and I know that they're so involved in the community, and I know that
yeah,
they're so down to earth. It's probably
yeah.
no big deal seeing any one of them just at any given time.
Well, I actually knew Ty Hunter before they kind of came, like, they were still the Hunter brothers, but I knew him because he graduated from Shaunavon and he graduated the same year I did. So I kind of knew him before it all happened. And it's funny you said coffee shop, because they actually, a block from my house, they own the only coffee shop. The Hunter brothers own the only coffee shop in Shaunavon too.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
exciting. I got to go there now. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
but it is really cool, and they're all like super down to earth and so nice. You can just pick up a conversation with them at any point. So yeah, they're awesome.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Once again, Kaity Letwiniuk, we got to wrap it up here. So tell me about your plans for the summer. What kind of exciting or interesting things are you going to be doing here? Health regulations permitting.
Well, this is my first kind of like summer off, because I won't be working just because teachers are done. And honestly, I'm probably going to do a whole lot of nothing. I have been going a little bit crazy, being stuck in home with being teaching from home. So I just kind of want to be outside, and I'm moving houses right now, just to a different house in Shaunavon. But I'm going to be planning for next year's school. I think I'm going to be going to Swift a lot, just because I have family that I have 5 nieces and nephews now, all under
Wow.
the age of 4. So I'll be going to Swift, hopefully trying to make it out to the landing a couple times to go to Clearwater, the drive-in. But right now I don't have a lot planned, and I'm really excited to just kind of coast for a little bit through summer before the craziness picks up again in September.
All right. How long do you envision teaching in Frontier? Have you set a goal, or what's your mindset there?
Well, I just signed. I was on a replacement this year, so I just signed my continuous. So I'm thinking like 5 years, and I would love to teach at the comp, because I would like to coach the Ardens, like for the soccer.
Uh,
That is what I want to do. I've wanted to go back there, but for right now, I really like teaching in a rural school, and I have like my dream position. I'm teaching phys ed and foods and construction, and it's just like really good. I couldn't ask for better classes right now, so I think I'll probably be here for a couple more years and then see where it goes. But I'm happy
awesome.
right now in Frontier for sure.
Awesome. Good for you, Kaity. Hey, a question that we ask everybody here: for any up and coming, student athlete or just a grade 12 graduate, and they're not really sure, where they want to go or what they would want to do, what would you say to them if they're considering going to medicine at college?
I would tell them that you should go to Messinette College, because if you're going to go there and you're going to have great sports, there's great fans, but you're going to end up with amazing lifelong friends. Like that's just how close the college is, and you're going to have them on your team. You're going to have them in your classes, because the classes are so small. You're going to have them with just the community in general. And if if it ever happens, I would love to come back to Medicine Hat, just because the community there is amazing. Like the town itself or the city itself is, there's so much to do, and everyone's so involved. So I'm still like, I push my kids. I'm like, if you, all my grade 12s, like, oh, you want to play basketball? I heard the Rattlers. You go to the
Come on
Rattlers.
over.
Exactly. And then I start telling a little bit stories. Not all of them, but a few of them.
uh, Well, Kaity, it was such an honor, such a joy to watch you for each of your 5 years. Amazing teams and some incredible performances on your part. We don't forget that. We totally remember all of the amazing things that you achieved here, and we're still very proud of you. And just kind of watching you expand and grow into your new career, that is definitely a treat as well. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, there she goes, Kaity Letwiniuk, everyone. Tonight on the Rattler vlog. It's awesome. All right, so we got another one coming up tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's we're going to stick with soccer. Ellen Suela is going to be joining us. Another amazing soccer player from back in the day here, although it wasn't that long ago. So we're going to be talking to him tomorrow. We have men's basketball on Thursday. I don't know if we have the exact player confirmed yet, but as soon as we find out, keep an eye on the social media, and we will let you know from there. All right, so on behalf of Kaity Letwiniuk, thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Kim Johnston, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for another Rattler vlog. See you soon.